Hi everyone, Coach Eli here, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell, and then make sure you select all notifications so that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to the absolute best business and personal success tips on the net. Also, make sure you go below in the description and subscribe to my live streaming channel. That's Coach Eli 2, Authentic Live Streams, the most positive place on the internet. We are very positive there, but we also keep it very real. And sometimes we have to call people out because that's part of keeping it real. There's nothing wrong with calling people out, and there's nothing negative about calling people out so they can learn their lesson and other people can learn a lesson, right? What's wrong with that? People like to twist that around because they don't want to be called out on the truth, right? They want to continue to live a lie. And I'm here to say, hey, it's not worth living a lie, okay? And you can only live a lie for so long. If you do it, you're going to be caught, you're going to be found out, you're going to be exposed, and it's just not going to pan out. So just keep it real from the beginning, right? Okay? Anyway, I'm out and about doing food delivery again today for DoorDash and Uber Eats. It is, the day I'm recording this is Saturday, March 25th, 2023. This will be released on Sunday, which I like to call the day of rest. Sunday, March 26th, 2023. And today I'm going to be discussing fair weather friendships or relationships and anxious attachment style. One more time. We're going to be discussing fair weather friendships or relationships and anxious attachment style, and how do these two connect? How do friendships or fair weather friendships or relationships with your family or your significant other or whatever, right? How do these go hand in hand with anxious attachment style, okay? Now, before I get to it, if I get interrupted by Uber Eats or by DoorDash, I will just I will splice this up, I will stop it, and then I will leave off from the road where I'm at after my next delivery to continue this video. But anyway, let's start off and let me first say this. First of all, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, I do not have a psychology degree, okay? I've been scrutinized for this many, many times. Just because I don't have a psychology degree doesn't mean I can't talk about something that I've researched and have an opinion on. So if you have a problem with me discussing this, then that's on you. I'm just keeping it real, okay? I have a lot of experience regarding this, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, so first let's discuss what is an anxious attachment style, okay? I'm going to put this out there and just to keep it real, you know, my lady helps me run this channel, and my other channel, Coach Eli 2. She hasn't joined me on some videos for a while, but she will very soon. So keep it locked here and on Coach Eli 2. But my lady, I've known her almost 2 years now. I've been with her almost 2 years now. And based on how she attaches to people, how she's attached to me, how she's attached to family members, etc., she has what's called an anxious attachment style. Now, she does have anxiety, and in my opinion, I'm stating my opinion because I'm not a psychologist, in my opinion, I feel that goes hand in hand. When you run from high levels of anxiety for whatever reason, you know, regarding whatever you're going through, right, you're going to anxiously attach to people because that's what technically, I guess, anxiety needs to soothe itself. So for people that run from high levels of anxiety, in order to relieve that anxiety, they anxiously attach and they grab a hold of people so tightly that sometimes they squeeze so tight that they suffocate those people, and then those people tend to end up saying, oh my God, this is just too much. I mean, I love this person, they're cool, I love them, but they're squeezing me so tight that I can't breathe anymore, right? So that is what an anxious attachment style is, right? And from what I have seen and having personal experience myself, because when I was younger, I used to be a lot more anxious than I am today. I never was diagnosed with anxiety, but I had some level of anxiety when I was younger. I was also a little bit more shy when I was younger. Not totally shy, but I was a little bit more shy. Today I'm not shy anymore. I mean, since I hit my mid to late 20s and early 30s, I've just, I'm not really that shy anymore. But I used to be more shy, used to be more anxious. I had, some level of anxiety. And in order for me to feel better about myself, to relieve that anxiety, I always felt the need to be around people. I always felt the need to be around my friends or other family members or anyone that was available. I always felt like I had to go out and do something and be around other people and constantly be talking to other people or holding their hand or hugging them or whatever, right? Okay. And what I didn't realize was that's not healthy, because if you can't be happy being alone, how can you be happy being around other people, right? If you need other people to feel happiness, then you're really not truly happy within yourself, and that's going to resonate off to them, and eventually they're just going to, say, hey, I can't do this anymore. This is too much. You're really suffocating me. You're wanting too much of my time. Like, for example, growing up, I had some very, very close friends, and, I would anxiously attach to them. And I always, like my former, I used to have a friend named Brett, and we're no longer friends anymore. I'm not going to get into that story. I've talked about it before. But what I will say, we were friends for, I think it was like 18 years and leading into almost my mid-30s. I'm 49 now. And I always felt the need, like I wanted to be around him, because when I was younger, when I was, in my teens and early 20s, I was looking up to him. I wanted to be like him because he, always had the good-looking girlfriend. He always had the best paying jobs, he always seemed to be pretty happy. And I wanted to be like him. So I wanted to hang around him all the time. But he didn't have, no one can give you 100% of their time, but I wanted all of his time. When he wasn't working, I wanted to hang around him. I wanted to go to lunch and dinner with him, or when I wasn't working and he wasn't working, right? And there were times where I would beg him to hang out, and he would end up doing, all right, dude, he would give in. But I didn't realize what I was doing to the guy back then. I was anxiously attaching to him, and I was basically, not letting him live his life. You got to let people live their life. And when they're free, they're going to reach out to you. And if you're free and they're free and you want to both hang out, you both hang out. Okay? But here's what I see as a problem happening nowadays in the modern world, especially for people that have anxiety, at some level of anxiety, or even high levels of anxiety, right? They anxiously attach to people, and sometimes the people they want to hang out with and that they're anxiously attached to, they're available and they'll hang out, but then those people end up getting busy for 4 or 5 or 6 months, and the person that has the anxious attachment style reaches out to them and they don't get back to them, or they're not available. It starts to really upset that person, because I used to be that way, right? I used to get upset when my friend Brett wasn't available, or when other people weren't available. I always felt the need that, I always thought that, hey, friends are going to be there for you whenever you need them, and whenever you want to hang out, they should be there, right? But that's not the way it goes, right? That's not the way it goes. That was a problem within myself, and I had to work through that, and I had to learn to realize that I cannot base my happiness off of other people wanting to be around me or not. I need to base my happiness within myself, right? And this is what I'm here to tell you folks nowadays. This will completely, totally solve all of your problems if you can find a way to figure this out within yourself, okay? Is that you got to learn to be happy within yourself. You got to learn to be happy to be alone. You got to learn to be happy if no one's available to hang out with you on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday night. So if you need to sit at home and, order some takeout or cook yourself a meal, or just sit and watch some TV and go to bed early, you need to learn to be content and happy with that. I got a car pulling in next to me here, a big SUV. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, these cars are so big nowadays, and the spots are so small, and people are pulling in from roads where the speed limit's 35, and other people are flying, so they got to pull in quick, and other people trying to get out. People lack patience nowadays, I'll tell you. That's another thing I need to talk about one of these days. Patience is a virtue. People lack so much patience nowadays in the modern world. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's another thing. You got to be patient with other people. And here's the thing. If you're going to do things for other people, my lady and I love to do things for other people. We're very good people. We're empaths. And, we love to do nice things to help people. But a lot of times we don't get anything in return for that. And we shouldn't expect it, and neither should you. Got a DoorDash coming in. $8.75, 4.5 miles. Where's that going to? Should I even take that? If that's somewhere, if it's a feasible delivery, I will take it and continue this on the way back. But let me see where it's going. Oh no, I'm not taking that. I'm not going out there. I'm not going to go out there. Decline. So, if you're going to do things, you give to give, not give to get. Okay? And that's the problem I see with a lot of people nowadays. That's something that many people struggle with. I've struggled with it in the past. And at times I still kind of do. We're human, right? Even the best of us will struggle with these things, right? My lady struggled with it, and I'm sure each and every one of you has struggled with it as well. But this is the one thing that will change your life and will allow you to live in peace and harmony. It will lower your anxiety and maybe even get rid of your anxiety, or at least get rid of most of it, right? When you have no expectations from anyone, and you just give to give and not give to get, or give with the expectation that you're going to get something in return, down the road, the law of reciprocity will repay you tenfold. It won't happen right away. It may not happen for a while. It may not happen for years, right? Maybe a month before you get something reciprocated. Maybe a couple months, maybe half a year, sometimes maybe 2 to 5 years, right? Eventually, if you continue giving to give and not giving to get, eventually it will come back to you tenfold. And I'll tell you why. Because people are going to see you as a happy person no matter what, right? And when you're happy, is everyone around you going to acknowledge or appreciate your appreciate your happiness? When you're happy, is everyone around you going to acknowledge or appreciate your happiness? That's what I'm trying to say, right? No, because other people haven't gotten to the level of where I'm hoping you're going to get to after watching this video. Or maybe some of you, have just gotten there or are already there. And maybe you're wondering, hey, if you're already living your life in this way, where you're giving to give instead of giving to get, you don't have any expectations from people. You hang out with people when they're available, and if you're available, and if you're not available, they're not available, you're happy being by yourself, okay? Just because you've gotten to that stage and you're cool with it doesn't mean that other people around you are there yet. Or maybe some of them are and some of them aren't, right? Okay? Life is about, navigating each day as best as possible. We're all individuals. Even people that are not selfish. I'm not selfish. My lady's not selfish. And I hope to think that most people are not selfish. I'm hoping to think that, in this modern world, this crazy modern world we live in. But, life is about living as an individual and navigating the world as an individual each and every day. Even if you're married or in a relationship like my lady and I are, or you're around family all the time or friends, you have to live your life for yourself first before you can help other people or be happy to be around other people or expect people to be happy being around you. Because if you're not happy with the way your life is going, how can you expect other people to be happy to be around you? People don't want to be around negativity or downers, right? Even people that are going through negative things don't want to be around other negative things because they're trying to work through their negative shit and they don't need any more negative shit piled up on top of their negative shit that they're already dealing with, right? Think about that, right? Okay. I've been a fair weather friend in the past. And I didn't even realize that I was a fair weather friend to my friends when I was younger. I used to always expect my friends to be there for me all the time, right? Even when I knew they were busy, right? Or even when I knew that they just wanted to just relax for a day, and catch up on some rest. I would say, come on, dude. Let's go and hang out. You can rest later, right? And I would keep pushing it. And they're like, all right. And they would eventually give in most of the time. But now I look back, and that was in my teens and 20s. Now at 49 years old, I look back and I'm saying, wow, how selfish of a guy was I? How inconsiderate of a guy was I? Right? How much of a fair weather friend was I? I was the fair weather friend, and I was thinking that they were the fair weather friend. I've gotten to the level where I'm owning up to my shit and owning up to the things I've done. I've also lowered my expectations. I've also learned to give more than expect, right? I've learned to give without expectation, right? And I will tell you, in this modern world, I'll do a video on this soon, okay? In this modern world, and I've heard other famous people out here say this, like Gary Vaynerchuk, great guy. He says this and I agree. The number one thing that's going to get you ahead on social media and in life in general is humility. I got an Uber Eats coming through. Chick-fil-A. I'm going to go and take this. I'm going to go ahead and take this. It's not that bad. I'll go and take this. It's down the road. Keep myself busy here. So I'm going to wrap up this video, folks. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Okay? Think about how you would feel if your friends or other people, your friends or family, other people were doing to you what you're doing to them. You got to put yourself in other people's shoes and ask yourself seriously, would you like, what you're doing to them if they were doing the same thing to you? There you go. That being said, I got to go grab this Chick-fil-A. Have a good one and see you on the next one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.